Hey, this is Ray over here at Namrack Farms. I hope you are having a great Wednesday. Coming to you here. I know it's a little late. Vasella's here with me. She snuck up. I was sitting here having a little quiet time, and she's come to join me. So I'm going to pet her while I talk to you. I want to tell you a story. I've been trying to figure out how to tell you something, and I guess the only way to do is tell you a story. And I'll be honest, the reason I haven't told you this story yet is because fear. Fear comes in and it sets in, and you wonder, what will they think? What will they say? God, why this? Makes no sense. But I figured the best way is to tell you a story. This past Saturday, I had a big auction. That's what I do for a living. I've told you that. And I had a great sale. It was a fantastic day. And after weeks of pouring myself into this, getting it ready, doing all the preparation, all the advertisement, the videos some of you have seen, the things I do for it, at the end of the day, just to be honest, you're exhausted. I was exhausted. I was tired. It was a long day. It was a great day. It was a very blessed day. But I was tired. I was tired. And I was so ready to come home and just sit back and relax. And I'm on my way home, and actually I was on the way to the farm here. I had bought a few things for my cows, and I was delivering them here to the farm, and I got a phone call, or I had a message, I should say, from earlier in the day. And I don't answer my phone on Saturdays during an auction. It's just not proper. It's not right, especially when you're working. But I had this message, and it was from a gentleman that was over here working on the farm, and he called to let me know something was wrong with one of my sheep. And his message said, it looks like one of your sheep has laid down to give birth and is struggling, as if maybe she can't get the babies out. Well, I have two ewes here right now who have yet to give birth, and I thought, well, it probably could be one of them. It's either Wooly or Bolt. That's their names. Probably laying down and having struggles, and so I'm on my way here, hoping my best to get here in time. And when I pulled up to the farm, I'm pulling up my driveway, and I hit the field, that new field where the green pasture is, and I drive just about 10 feet. I knew exactly what had happened. I knew exactly who was laying down by this fence. I didn't see him, but I knew it because she didn't come. Every time I drove up my driveway, she always came. She always ran to the fence. She always came to meet me. And I looked up, and there in the distance, there she lay. And I walked out in the field, and I was like, God, no, this can't be true. This can't be happening. But it was. Precious, who I had fed that morning, who I had loved on that morning, and who was doing just fine, was laying by a fence, and she was dead. No signs of worms. I've been checking her. That's the first thing you do with a bottle-fed lamb. You always check them for worms. You constantly check them because that's their biggest enemy. No worms. Checked for poisons. No poisons. No evident reason for her to be laying there. The message that I had gotten said she's laying there struggling, trying to get up. And she couldn't. And she laid there and struggled till she had a heart attack and she died. What happened? I don't know. Instantly, I was thinking, what's everyone going to think? This lamb who started this whole journey for me, who opened up a door through a 2-minute video about her being rejected, and who I have loved so much and enjoyed so much, and I was looking forward to a life with her, telling you stories as she grew up, telling about her first babies, her grandbabies. I had it all planned out in my mind. In fact, I wrote the children's story, and I had this beautiful layout of how it would be. And I'm thinking, what are they going to think now that she's gone? My heart was broken. I was exhausted, I was tired, but I took care of the body. And all weekend I've thought, Ray, what do you say? What do you tell them? What's the story in this, God? I don't know yet. There's a million stories I could tell you. I could tell you how I think she died. I could tell you about what I think might have happened. But my concern was for most of you, especially the ones of you who have felt hurt and pain in your life, and you had connected with this lamb. And I thought, what are they going to think? And I've listened to your prayers. I've read the verses that you've shared. And I've been encouraged. But last night, probably my worst night yet. Probably was my worst night yet. I was at a very, very low point. I was ready to give up, quit, be done, go back. I don't like strife. I don't like struggles. I don't like fights. I don't like questions. I like answers. And so I was like, Lord, let's just go back to life like it was. Let's just go back to being the guy who just does little stuff around here and goes on and lives. And the question was asked, has my story stopped with her story, or have I got more to tell? Well, God, I know you got more to tell. I know you got more to say. But why? And I know this isn't like a living human being child that's died, but it hurt. I had my plans. And that's when he said, yeah, you're right. You had your plans. But Ray, I got much greater plans than you have. My ways are higher than your ways. My thoughts are higher than your thoughts. And you even told your own daughters that sometimes in death, more hope comes than in life. And that's true. Sometimes through the death of something or someone, more hope is burst forth than if that person or that thing had lived. So this story is going to continue on. I'm going to keep telling you what God tells me. I'm going to keep sharing with you the things he shares me. He has shown me so much in the last few days. Not just here in the field, just in life. People I've run into. In fact, last night when I was done, finished, told God I was through, my phone rang. And I looked at the name on my phone and I thought, I won't talk to that person. Not tonight. Not tonight. They're always so needy. Then I thought, no, you need to call them back. So I called. And this person who is usually struggling, usually down, who I'm usually trying to lift up, she called me because someone else was hurting. And she asked me to pray for them. She no longer had her mind on herself. She was thinking of someone else. And this whole scene played out in my mind. I was laying there, and the movie Rocky came to mind. And some of you are not old enough, you won't know what I'm talking about, but in the movie Rocky, Rocky was fighting the grandest fight of all. He was the underdog of all underdogs, and he had a trainer named Mickey. And Rocky was in his biggest fight of his life, and he got knocked down, and he was ready to quit. And he was laying there on the mat. And all of a sudden, there was this voice that rang into his ears, and it said, "Get up! I ain't heard no bell. Get up! I haven't heard a bell." My father last night said, "Ray, get up. I'm not done yet. Keep praying for me. Pray for us." I know you may think, Ray, it's a sheep, right? She was a special one. She was a special one. She's touched many lives. And we will miss her very much. But God's not done yet, and neither am I. So keep praying for us and keep tuning in, and thank you again for being my family. And go enjoy the shepherd. I'll see you soon.